spinal loading aspect, and I guess that's a big kind of thing to take into account when we're putting in a deadlift and a hypertrophy program.
Yeah, I'm not so huge on the deadlift either in purely hypertrophy terms. I mean, for strength, it's indispensable because you can almost define strength by deadlifting ability. Just pick that up, if you're really strong, you can. So I don't think the deadlift is all things considered, an amazing tool for hypertrophy insofar as you have to include other things, especially. Its axial loading is massive, and its fatigue to stimulus ratio is probably not that great. There's only one exercise I can think of that has a worse fatigue to stimulus ratio, and that's rack deadlifts or partial deadlifts, which is an exercise of pure fuckery as far as I'm concerned, unless you're a strongman or a power lifter. And a lot of bodybuilders love to do rack deadlifts because they're too fucking lazy to pick up a deadlift from the ground, and they want to be seen lifting big weights, and all these fucking idiots are on a shitload of insulin and growth hormone, and they're wearing belts all the time to keep their waist small, and then they do the only exercise that can probably actually grow your waist just for the sheer fucking amount of force you're putting through it. It's just baffling. It's just total fucking nonsense. Every time I see anyone do a rack deadlift on social media, I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. Dislike. I wish there was a fucking dislike button on Instagram, but yeah, to me, it's like wholly pointless. It's like, how do you want to get the highest chance of injury, the most fatigue, and then when I ask you what part of your body does that grow, you don't really kind of know. You're like, everything, brother. Well, that's not a fucking part of your body. Supposedly the spinal erectors, but if you do enough bent over rows and enough stiff-legged deadlifts, your spinal erectors are not a problem for you anymore. The more full range of motion the deadlift, snatch, grip deadlift, deficit deadlift, the more I can start to see an argument, especially for perhaps glute hypertrophy, especially if it's done sumo style, and some good erector hypertrophy and traps and all that stuff. But the more the range of motion decreases for the deadlift, the more it is an exercise in mismanagement of total fatigue and injury risk, I think, especially for bodybuilding.